Good morning to all. I am Prof.Manavalam. Today we are going to see about the fetal circulation. Why, as a midwife, we have to know about the fetal circulation? It is a circulatory system of the fetus while the fetus present inside the uterine cavity. Here, the placenta and the umbilical cord playing the key role. The placenta, it is collecting the blood from the maternal vessels. From the placenta through the umbilical cord, it will be carries inside the fetal body. So umbilical cord, it has the two umbilical artery, one umbilical vein. This umbilical vein, it carries the oxygenated blood from the placenta into the fetal circulation. The umbilical arteries, it carries the deoxygenated blood from the fetal circulation into the placenta. From the placenta, it will be entering into the maternal structure. So while during the time of the fetal circulation, fetus inside the uterine cavity, there are certain temporary structures which will be forming. It is connecting the temporary structure into the permanent structures. Take as example, the umbilical vein which will be connected with the inferior vena cava through the ductus venosus. Next, the right atrium, there will be a passage between the right atrium and right ventricle. That passage is called as a foramen ovale, or otherwise it is a opening. There is temporary opening is present between the right atrium and left ventricle, that is foramen ovale. Next, ductus arteriosus. It is a connection between the pulmonary artery and the aorta. So the blood from the pulmonary artery which will be enter into the aorta through this ductus arteriosus. These are all the certain temporary structure that is present inside the fetus during the fetal life. After the delivery of the fetus, postnatally, everything which will be getting changed. These temporary structures, it will be getting closed. It is becoming as a different, it named as a different way. So first we will see the fetal circulation through a short video. So as I already say, certain structures which is involving in the fetal circulation. In that, the first one is the placenta is playing the major role in it. Next, umbilical vein, the ductus venosus, next the foramen ovale, next the ductus arteriosus, umbilical arteries. So the oxygenated blood from the maternal circulation, it will be poured into the placenta. From the placenta, it will be carried by the umbilical vein. It enters into the inferior vena cava through ductus venosus. From that, it will be enters into the right atrium. So the meanwhile, from the upper part of the body, the oxygenated blood which will be collected by the superior vena cava, that also enters into the right atrium. So from the lower part, it is enters into the right atrium through the inferior. So there will be a pressure from the right atrium, blood enter into the right ventricle. At the same time, there is a pressure variation between the right atrium and left atrium. Because of this pressure variation between the right atrium and left atrium, the blood from the right atrium, it is forced into the left atrium through the foramen ovale. That is a temporary opening that is present between these two. So this is the things. Next, some blood from the right ventricle, will be getting into the pulmonary artery, but it is not flowing into the lungs because lungs is filled with the fluid, and also the arteries are very constricted during the fetal life. At the same time, because of this constriction, there is a increasing the resistance to blood flow to the lungs. So, but there is a less resistance in the aorta. So, the blood from the pulmonary artery, it will be enters into the aorta. From the right ventricle, it is enters into the pulmonary. It is enters to the aorta through the ductus arteriosus and supplies into the systematic circulation. So as already said, from the pulmonary artery, it will be enters into the aorta. From the aorta, the ascending aorta, it is supplying blood to the upper part of the body. The descending aorta, it is supplying all other parts of the body. At the same time, the deoxygenated blood also collected from the right atrium through the right, it is enters into the right ventricle. From that, it will be getting collected through the pulmonary artery. It will be comes down and enters into the umbilical artery. This umbilical artery collecting the deoxygenated blood and enters into the placenta. From the placenta it is enters into the maternal circulation. So the both oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, it will be flowing in the same way, but it doesn't mix up because of the pressure variation between the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. There is a lesser chance of mixing of blood during the fetal circulation. After the fetal circulation, once the baby born, means it is becoming as a neonatal circulation. This temporary structure is getting closed and becoming as a permanent one. So here the ligament, the ductus venosus, whatever we have seen, it is becoming as a ligamentum venosus. Then next the umbilical vein, which will be becoming as a ligamentum teres, and the foramen ovale also getting closed within 3 months period of time. Sometimes the structural less opening of the foramen ovale also there is a higher chance of present. Next, this ductus arteriosus becoming as a ligamentum arteriosus during the postnatal period. Then this umbilical arteries is becoming as a medial umbilical ligament. So these are all the changes that is occurs during the neonatal circulation. I think everyone understood very well about the fetal circulation. Thank you all.